The purpose of this video today is to show you that purpose is wealth. My hope is that by the end of this video, you walk away with a skill that's going to help you change your life and hopefully create more abundance in your life and in the lives of those around you. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so what do I mean by purpose is wealth? Okay, the world itself, you can see its plans. They hide them in plain sight. They are focused on one primary driver, decision motivator in the world to keep us controlled, to keep us poor, to keep us sick, to keep us without direction, and that's confusion. I want you to look at the world around you today. Would you say that the world around us is confusing? I would. Men believe that they're women and women believe that they're men. We mutilate children for their well-being. It just kind of seems a little confusing to me. It's like the world is upside down. Why? Why, if people are supposed to be inherently good, why is the world pushed so far into confusion and destruction and into a land of no hope? You see, if the world understood its purpose, and when I say the world, I'm referring to the people of this world, because we are the kings and the queens that create abundance, that do something amazing in this world that only you can do, that only you were purposed to accomplish. Your unique purpose. And what is this purpose? Well, I'll share it with you today. Your unique purpose is on a common foundation, let's say. We all share the same purpose: to create abundant riches in the lives of those around us and in the lives of the world at large. So how does purpose actually tie into this? Imagine, you know exactly what you want to do in life. You know exactly what you want to be. You know exactly how you're going to get there. You know exactly how you're going to do it. And you 100% believe and know that nothing can stand in your way. What does that life look like? What does that life feel like? It might feel a little different than what a lot of us are living right now. A life where we feel stuck, where we feel trapped, where our entire life is surviving to pay bills, and those bills are hopefully allowing us to survive, right? What is it? We're living to work and working to live. A lot of people would say that's not living at all. And so instead, that purpose that drives us, that purpose that creates that fire within us, where we thought one day, I wanted to be. You see, some of us don't know what we want to be. I never knew what I wanted to be until I found what the Bible told me about myself, about who I am, about who the Creator designed me to be. In Genesis 1:26, and God made man in his image, in their image, to have dominion over the earth, the fish of the sea, the bird, the fowl of the air, and to subdue it. He created us to be kings and queens of his creation. So what does that mean? To be a king and a queen. It means to provide abundance. It means to create abundance. It means to conquer evil. I think we would all agree that evil should be conquered and good should be shared and proliferated and created in abundance, in exponential abundance, in multiplying abundance. I think you'd be hard-pressed to argue against that. And so, no matter what your financial situation is today, I want to give you that which will make you wealthy, that which will be the beginning, the seed that will drive your life forward into the abundance and the riches that you desire. You might be thinking, Jarrett, how could that possibly give me the life that I desire? Well, that's because we will finally have the energy to create that which we were purposed to do. You see, God's really interesting. He gives us a common purpose because our purpose is his purpose. What do I mean by that? God desires to expand abundant goodness as much as he possibly can. That's the entire purpose of creation, of physical creation, because he was already the creator and the ruler over the invisible, that which makes up all of that is around us. Atoms, molecules, the stuff we can't see. He already owns all that. He already rules all that. What did he need a physical realm for? Well, he didn't. He didn't need a physical realm. He desired to create a physical realm so that he could create and multiply goodness and abundance there. And then he created us, an additional being, an additional creation to share it with. You see, creation isn't human-centric, it's God-centric, because he didn't need to create us. Creating us was just the right thing to do. Because if you have multiplying a surplus, an overabundance of goodness and riches and glory and goodness, what's the right thing to do? Well, it's to share it. And so he had the angels. He shared all of his abundance with the angels. And so he created us to also be shared with. He created a creation in his own image so that he could teach them how to be kings and queens, how to be good rulers, how to make sure that your people are taken care of. In the multitude is the honor of kings. In the multitude of people is the honor of kings. It's in Proverbs. You see, the first thing that God blessed wasn't man. It was the fish of the sea and the fowl of the air. Why? So that we could rule over an abundant creation. Because we weren't meant for the sea and we weren't meant for the air. I don't have wings. Maybe you got wings, and I don't have gills either. Maybe you got gills and fins. And so maybe you were purposed for the ocean. You see, he wanted us to be a king over much and a queen over much, because he's a king over much. And so in order to rule the seas, we had to have an abundance. In order to rule the air, we had to have an abundance in order to subdue. But you see, in this world, the confusion of this world is only slave and master. We can't even conceptualize, conceive the idea that someone could be in charge and also desire absolute abundance and goodness for the people who he's in charge of. In our world, we only know people ownership as slavery. A master who's going to take absolutely everything, use it for his own gain, take everything that you are, and give you nothing in return, just enough to eat, just enough to pay the bills, but barely enough to pay the rent, just scraping by. I think a lot of us would want to escape our 9-to-5s. I think a lot of us would want to escape the prisons that we go to where we barely make enough to pay our bills. We eat crap food, we drive a crap car. We tell ourselves, oh, it's okay, it is what it is. It doesn't have to be that way, though. You see, it is what it is a great way to never have to focus on the problem. Because it isn't, is what it is. It's not. The devil wants you to believe that. The devil wants us to believe that it just is what it is. It's God's will. This is just how things are. It's not true. It's not the truth. The truth is, your purpose will bring you riches in abundance. I know some people recoil from that word. They're like, whoa, riches, hold on, bro. Like, I just want to be debt free and I just want to be comfortable and go on a couple of vacations. Okay, absolutely. Let's start there. Would it be all right if we made an agreement with one another? Would it be okay if we agreed that you'll start to move toward that being debt-free and going on a couple of vacations, and that you'd be open and willing, if riches were available, to go after them, to accept them, to claim them? Would that be all right? Only you know. Only you know in your heart. I'll be in agreement with you. Because when we're in a place that's so dark, where poverty is just crushing around us, oftentimes we can't even fathom what it means to be rich. We just want to get out of the hell that we live in poverty. So I'm going to give you some actionable steps that you can start to identify in your life so that we can truly bring this wealth into existence, that way you can truly walk into your purpose. Because sometimes it's hard just to think about and to visualize, like, what do you mean? What do you mean the world is just here to confuse me? What do you mean, like, if my purpose will bring me riches? I don't understand. Let me show you a visual of what I mean. You see, there's actually a system that God follows in order to create abundance. Much like there's a system that the devil follows in order to create death and pain and poverty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just how important purpose is to abundance. It's so important, in fact, that without purpose, you can never achieve abundance. I'll take it one step further. Without purpose, we can't even conceive, we can't even think about, we can't even consider, visualize, imagine abundance. Because there's a blockage. Right? In order to receive abundance, even the thoughts of abundance, we have to know our purpose, because it's the will of God. What's the will of God? To create abundance and goodness. Here's the cool thing. That's your purpose too. To create abundance and goodness. I know I was going to say, and to be rich. I know it might turn a little people, it might be like, whoa, hold on, Jarrett. We'll get there. Okay, we'll get there. For now, let's just focus on abundance. Being with our families, spending more time. How many of us would like to have more time? Is that something we could agree on? More time would be awesome. To do the things we love, to be with the people that we love. How much more awesome would it be to have that time and also have the money to do whatever you want with your time? I'm just going to give you that as food for thought. Purpose. It's everything. These are in order of highest to lowest value. This is the abundance system. Purpose, intention, imagination, communication, creation, unification, and implementation. You notice implementation, this is what we think of as work. It's working. It's like it's doing the thing. That's weird. That's interesting. Why is doing the thing the lowest value? It has to deal with how God creates. God doesn't use his hands until he has to. When he created the heavens and the earth, he simply purposed it. He purposed it into creation. He didn't even open his mouth, and all of this was real. All of this was created. He didn't open his mouth. The first time he opened his mouth, what did he say? And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. When's the first time he used his hands? And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament. And the firmament divided the waters which were under from the waters which were above. And it was the morning and the evening on the second day. He purposed. His intention was goodness, right? God saw the light, that it was good. And then he divided the light from the darkness. Imagination, right? That's kind of interesting. Well, what do you mean by imagination? How did imagination come into play there? Everything around us. is a result of his imagination. You could almost bundle all three of those into one thing, right? How purpose, intention, and imagination are all intertwined, almost like Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And then he communicated. He spoke light into existence. And then finally he created, right? He created with his hands the firmament. He created light and darkness. He created good and evil. He unified it together. Good's going to be over here. Evil's going to be over here. Going to make a firmament. The waters from above are going to be separated from the waters from below. And he's used his hands to make us. You see, we want to operate up here. We want to operate in our purpose and our intention and our imagination. We want to make sure that we get these right. And then start working with our hands. We want to be as close to God as we possibly can. Why? It's not heresy. It's not blasphemy. You're meant to be like God. How do I know this? The Bible says so. On the first page, if you're going to teach somebody how to do something, how would you teach them? Would you teach them the most important thing first or last? First, right? Page 1 of the Bible is probably, in my opinion, I believe the first page of the Bible is the most important page in the Bible. Period. It's how God created everything. It's how God creates. It's how God creates riches, how God creates abundance, how God creates kings, how God creates queens, how God creates goodness. I think we would all agree the highest purpose in this world is to create goodness in abundance and to share it with others. Treat others how you want to be treated, right? Do you want goodness and abundance and amazing things and riches created for you and given to you? Okay, let's learn how to give it to others. Because here's the cool thing about the word blessed. The word blessed in the Hebrew, the way that it's actually written out, is it more accurately represents, because the Hebrew is it's pictographs, right? It's pictures. The letters actually represent pictures. So it more accurately represents the king who creates abundance, of kings who creates abundance, who both gives and receives from those kings and from that abundance, kings and queens from that abundance. I'm going to leave you with this. There's also the devil's system, poverty, which is death, which is pain, which is suffering. His highest order, the thing that he desires most in this world, is for us to be confused and for us to never discover our purpose. You see, I desire nothing more in your life than for you to find your purpose, because you're going to make the world better for my children. I believe that. Those of you who are watching this video today, if you step out and you complete your purpose, the world will not just be better for your children, it'll be better for my children. And gosh dang it, let's do it for the children. Let's do it for our children. Even if we don't deserve, if we don't believe that we deserve the riches, even if we don't believe that we deserve the abundance, you know who does? The children. The children deserve a better world than what we're living in today. What's really confusing to me is that why the number one thing that should be talked about more than anything else is not talked about. It's real confusing to me that child sex trafficking is not on every single person's lips and tongue. Gosh dang it, let's do it for the children. Let your children be rich and let your grandchildren be rich. Do it for them. If you won't do it for you, do it for them. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Do it for them. Don't let the devil win. Don't let the devil continue to steal from your family. Don't let the devil continue to steal from your children. Don't let the generational curses continue. Step out in purpose. Step out in victory. Conquer the devil, so that you can provide abundance, not just for yourself, but for your family, for your children, and shoot, for the children of this world, and for everyone else to come. Focus on your purpose, because purpose is wealth, no matter where you are in your financial state. I pray that you're blessed mightily in the name of Jesus, and I pray that your abundance is expanded, it's multiplied beyond comprehension, and that you step out and that you claim your purpose on this earth to be a creator, a king, and a queen of the Most High God, who creates abundance, good abundance, the abundance of goodness in the lives of those around you and in the lives of those you have not yet met. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one. You take care. Stay safe out there. Bye now.